Hey, what's going on, class? It's Logan Hammond. I'm doing the video about the EXL project report. For this, I interviewed a man by the name of Jorge Correa. He is a member of Phi Beta Sigma Fraternity Incorporated. That is a national organization. He's been a member since 1999, so he knows the ins and outs of the organization. He's a lifelong member, so he knows what he's talking about. The concept I chose to interview him about is identity management. And for this, I went in depth, asking him a few interview questions to basically give me a better understanding of the organization and how communication can affect them. So I followed up with tell me a little bit about the organization, if they're close-knit, how's the culture. He basically told me that Phi Beta Sigma is a close-knit family. They are like a brother. They like brothers. They have three principles, which are brotherhood, scholarship, and service, which they basically, evolve their principles around. And with that being said, the next concept that I chose to talk about was ladder of abstraction. I asked them, how they feel like communications can lack sometimes and what can they do to avoid it. He answered this question by telling me one way to fall short is to not find new ways to communicate. With it being a big organization like that, you must find new ways to communicate, especially during COVID. They could not have in-person meetups this year, so they came up with new ways to communicate and basically spread information throughout the chapters. Being as the age group varies from 18 and up, 18 till you pass away, you have to know what you're communicating and the group that you're communicating to. He showed me that one way to avoid bad communication was to hold, your people accountable. Stay on top of them. Make sure they keep a line of communication open and that they're creative on how they are, expressing this information to people. And with this interview, it basically helped me understand a little bit about Phi Beta Sigma, about how this big organization can sometimes go through communication problems and what they do to avoid it. With this, I feel like I gained a lot of knowledge of how organizations or business can be successful. All they have to do is implement the steps of, implement the steps on how to avoid certain communication problems. Thank you.